So how do home educators take their SATs? The simple answer is they don't. Home educated children are not required to take their SATs in any way. My name is Sophia, I'm the 1 in 1.3, welcome to the family. Home educated children are not required by law to take their SATs. However, if you are a home educator or somebody that is supplementing your child's education at home, I'm going to be giving you some tips and tricks from a qualified teacher about how you can use past papers to help your child perform well in the areas of maths and English. So stay tuned. So what are SATs? SATS stands for Statutory Assessment Test, and they're basically end of key stage tests that schools use around the country to show how they're performing. So let me break this down a little bit further. If you have a child who is 6 or 7 years old and would be in year 2 if they were at school, they would be taking these SATS exams. They will take 6 different papers, but these papers would not be taken under time conditions. If you have a child in year 6, age 10 and 11, they would also be doing these exams at the end of the year around May the 9th, and they would also take 6 exams, but there's another exam in writing that is teacher assessed in school as well, and some schools will also take a science exam, but that's not going ahead for this year. The papers that they would be doing in both of the years would be based on maths, which covers arithmetic and reasoning. You've got English, which covers reading comprehension, and SPAG. SPAG stands for spellings, punctuation and grammar. The way that these tests are delivered at the end of Key Stage 2 is very different from the way that they're delivered at the end of Key Stage 1. Although these tests give a good indicator of academic ability, there's no qualification at the end in the same way that GCSEs have qualifications. So the last SATS paper was taken in 2019. In 2020 and 2021, they were cancelled due to the COVID-19 pandemic. So 2022 will be the first year in quite a while that children are taking these tests. I'm quite excited about it, and my students have been preparing really hard for these tests. And I just think that, as a home educator, you can really get some benefit from using past papers. But the main point of this video is just to say that home educators do not have to take SATs at all. My middle child, Tiago, he did take SATs because he went back to school in year 6. However, my older boy, Enriquez, and my youngest girl, my daughter, Malaya Sky, they did not take their SATs. And nothing happened, they're surviving, they're still getting the qualifications. It's literally more about how a school is performing, but it also is an indicator of academic ability for children as well. So let's get to the nitty gritty now about how you can use these papers within your homeschool, and you can identify the key areas that need more work. And also the best part is you can do it for free. Okay, I've got my laptop here, so let's do this together so I can show you exactly what you need to do in order to help use these papers within your homeschool. Now, I have got a video, if you click on the link over here, that talks to you about how you can homeschool for free. Now, as I've explained before, we have a lot of curriculum here in the UK that is being used by home educators with a different kind of model, like an American model or European model. But I think it's quite nice to kind of stick with some of the things that that's already been tried and tested within our schools. And with the national curriculum, what I like about it is that it doesn't matter how old your child is, which school they go to across the country, it gives a good indicator about how other children are performing around the country, basically. So all these papers are free. The government has put them all online already, so they're available for you to download and just get on with it. So download them, get on with it, and really build your homeschool like that. It just helps in case you do decide to send your child back to school. These papers are quite beneficial for parents who are home educating using the national curriculum anyway, and maybe you want your child to get an IGCSE at the end of year 11 or whenever you're going to do them. These papers really will help bring you on that path. What I've noticed is that when you're working with children in Key Stage 3, if they do really well with the SPAG and the reading comprehension, the maths and the arithmetic, it sets a really good foundation for when they get onto Key Stage 3 targets. So let's go together now. I've got my laptop, like I said. I'm going to show you what I do and some tips, what I've learned along the way, even as a teacher, things that we do in school to help with our planning. And I'll help you right now to know the best ways to help your child do as best as they can with this free curriculum. Okay, let's do that now. Okay, so if you go to my bronze plan, that's my free curriculum. All of these papers are there to download and they're available for you to use straight away. I've got a free download page on my website too where you'll find these. You can also find them on other websites like www.satspapers.co.uk. That's my favourite one that I use. If you go on there, all the papers are on there for you to download. But I'm going to be working with a 2016 maths paper just to show you how you can use this within your homeschool. So come and look at my screen with me now. And what you would do with this paper, you would just literally just give it to your year 2 child. You can even start in year 1 if you wanted to, just to kind of have an idea of what they already know. But I would say give this to your year 2 child, get them to sit somewhere quiet, don't time them, and just get them to answer the questions without helping them. If your child hasn't done anything like this before, they might find it a bit hard, like not really understanding what to do. Just encourage them and say, do answer these questions as best as you can. Anything that you don't understand, leave it blank, and I will help you when we get to the end of the test. Maybe give them like a cookie or something at the end to show them that, it's just, we don't put any pressure on them because we're at home, we're homeschooled, we don't have any of that pressure. And if they were going to school, there shouldn't really be that pressure applied to them anyway. Just give them the paper, print it off. There's about 16 pages on this paper. Print it off for them. I would say for the arithmetic paper, to save yourself some paper, maybe do a double-sided copy, so 2 pages per sheet. That way you have about 8 pages in total. So print it off, you've got a practice paper there. You've got a practice question here. The practice question is just there to kind of show them where to write the answers, to get them to write the answers within the box anytime that they see the box there. So now that they've done the practice question, they're ready to start answering the questions. So question 1, 8 plus 6, they can write the answer in the box, and there's also lots of space at the bottom for them to work out the answer. So let them keep going as they get through the questions. The questions do get a bit more challenging. So as you can see for question 25, it says 3/4 of 20. Now you might be quite tempted to help them, but just tell them to keep going, try their best. Anything they don't understand, as I mentioned before, they should just leave it blank and keep going until they get to the end of the test. So when they've done that, you now need to go to the answer scheme. All right, so when you go to your answer scheme, you go to page... all the answers are there. Go to page 8 of the answer scheme. This is 2016 paper, and literally mark your child's work. Tick what they've done. Anything that they've got incorrectly, just put a cross by this, and then I'm going to show you what you can do to kind of really identify the areas that need more work. Now go back to page 4, and on page 4 it says content domain coverage. And over here you can clearly see some numbers there. So for example, if your child got question 6 wrong, you would know that you would have to highlight the number 2C6, sorry. If they got question 11 wrong, highlight 2N1. Okay, do that first. Go along and do that. You might want to pause the video to get it done. The other document that we're going to use is called the Content Domain Math for Key Stage 1. Okay, it looks like this. And over here, you're going to take the number that you just highlighted. You're going to go to page 10. Go to page 10. I'll turn my page around a little bit. Go to page 10 and then find that number that you just highlighted. So one of the numbers that we just highlighted was, I think it was 2C1, for example. So if I find 2C1, I can go down. 2C1, that says recall and use addition and subtraction facts to 20. Fluently, recall and use addition and subtraction facts to 20 fluently, and derive and use related facts up to 100. So that's directly telling you the area that your child needs work. And now you know to work with your child on recalling and using addition and subtraction facts up to 20. There's so many over here. You've got the year 1 section on the left, you've got the year 2 section on the right. It has got a lot of teacher talk, so if that's a bit hard for you to really understand what the language is saying, go back up to page 8 and 9, and that will give you like a rough outline of what it is that your child needs to work on. So for example, where it says C1 is not put in the year at the beginning. So the number at the beginning is the year group that your child is in, and the other two, the letter and the number after, is showing you the code of the objective that your child needs to work on. So for C1, it's just showing you that your child needs to work on adding and subtracting mentally. If you go down to C4, it's saying your child needs to work on adding and subtracting to solve problems. You can use the same method for English, for reading, for SPAG, which is grammar, punctuation and spellings as well. So I'll show you one of the SPAG ones now as well. Okay, so the English paper is also very good at helping you identify the areas that need more work. Step 1, your child will complete the test. Step 2, you will mark the test. And step 3, you will analyse the test. So here's an example of me marking one of my students' work. This is a year 6 child's work, so it's a Key Stage 2 paper. But as you can see, I've marked the work already, and I'm now going back to look for all the questions that this child got wrong. And I'm then circling the number where they got the answers wrong. And I'm also taking notes from the question booklet to see exactly what the area was that they got wrong. So I've written down things like main clause and subordinate clause. So off you go, give it a go yourself, see how you get on. And if you have any questions, leave a comment down below and I will try my best to answer your questions. Let's get back to the video. But yeah, go to my bronze plan. It will have all the information there for you already to help you to kind of decipher and work out exactly what it is that your child needs to work on so that you can do your SATs at home. I hope that helped. I feel like it's a lot more that I could say, but it's a bit, I'm just very aware that obviously I'm a teacher, so a lot of these things I've trained for, and I want to make it very simple for you. But I think as a starting point, give it a go with the arithmetic first of all. If you get the hang of that, then move on to the reasoning papers, then move on to the English reading papers, the spelling paper, and also the SPAG paper. And let me know how you get on. Okay? And if you like my content, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon on another video. God bless, bye.